Before we bring everybody out, I just want to say something. And I'm not going to say that television is going to enjoy its longest period of quality in years because of me. I'm not saying that. It's not about me. I'm not saying that like a phoenix rising from the ashes of unemployment with new powers, I have created a machine that eats pain and crafts joy. I'm not saying that Uncle Sony can sit back and sip on a tall glass of syndication money because the people in this room gave us 5 seasons. It's not about us. It's not about us. It's about legacy. It's about what we leave behind. It's about 6 seasons and a movie. So what I am saying, if I'm saying anything at all, is welcome back to Community. Now please welcome with a special message from the great beyond, my father, Howard Harmon.
I killed G4. But the main difference is that one of us is here at Comic-Con right now. Oh shit. Doesn't matter. You guys, you're in store for a tremendous panel. There's some amazing people on here. We're gonna talk. There's some new information that we're gonna give you. So if you were waiting all day, it is well, and already, huge hand for Dan Stark. I'm gonna introduce the cast one at a time. Let's go. As Dean Pelton, Jim Rash. As Shirley Yvette Nicole Brown. Manny Anderson, Allison Brie. Singer Tang, Ken Jong. Dr. Ken. Azana, Danny Pudi. Asprina, Gillian Jacobs. And also Chris McKenna. And of course, Dan Harmon. I mean, it's because of guys like you and ladies like you that Community is around, and not only just around, but in Hall H, which is epic. Dan, so how's the experience been for you lately? You're back. Dan is back. What does that mean for the show?
New levels of anxiety that will trickle into the content, I'm sure. I'm always really bad at hiding my feelings, and I feel a tremendous amount of pressure, which hopefully will turn into energy into the show. Like, nobody wants to not fail more than me at this point, because it's kind of a weird story. Going away and coming back, so I really, really have to make these 13 count. I don't consider them the last 13. I'm going to do everything I can to get us that 6th season, but I do consider them the most important 13 of the history of the show. So I feel good.
So you really sort of feel like you're working for these 5. Were you thinking about what the next season would be when you were not working on the show?
No, I mean, when we were doing season 3, I had plans for season 4, you know, get the audience used to maybe not having to be in school all the time, and all kinds of plans that now, I think in a good way, a healthy way, are all absolutely out the window. Like all of those plans. Like, this is a whole new thing. We have to reground, reestablish these characters, and get back to the emotional basics, and then have the most fun we've ever had. So,
is there anything you can share about season 5 yet?
We're gonna do an animated episode. I told that to Michael Osceola. The reason I can scoop that is because we have to know that we're gonna do that well in advance. But I definitely don't want to plan like too hard. I thought if I made mistakes in season 3, he made mistakes. If these guys made mistakes.
Oh, it's starting.
If I made mistakes in season 3, it had a lot to do with planning, over-planning, thinking about the finale during the shooting of the first episode in terms of character episode. So we want to get back to that season 1, season 2 feel of being very organic and just knocking each episode out of the park. I can't remember what your question was.
Gillian, good answer. Gillian, for you, this whole, the show, the fans keep pulling it back. Do you ever sort of feel secure with the show? You're always like, oh, we're good. Oh, good, we're coming back. Oh, wait, is it good? Oh, good, we're coming back.
I've never felt secure for one single second on this show, but I never had steady employment for this show, so this is all I know. This world of constant anxiety and looming cancellation is my new reality, so I look forward to taking this methodology with me in future projects, so yay!
If you can survive that, then you literally consider bulletproof now for the rest of the business. Anyone else is like, this job's gonna be tough, you're like, I got through 6 seasons of Community, or whatever. Which hopefully you'll get through 6 seasons. Danny, how has the experience been for you, and what have you learned about Abed in these last, leading up to these 5 seasons? Where are we at with him?
One, that he's not alone. I think it's been, for us, this is just such a treat, because to be here, we were talking about how this is our 4th Comic-Con now, and how the journey from the first one just being surprised, and now seeing all these people here and seeing people showing up in Inspector Spacetime outfits, 8-bit t-shirts.
Oh, Travis Ritchie shout out.
Travis Ritchie, Inspector Spacetime web series. It's wonderful because I get to connect with people all over the place now in the strangest possible ways. So it's pretty cool. I don't feel alone. I'm shocked that we're still here every day, and I think it translates into our episodes because we're truly surprised that we're still doing this and thankful. So, and it's because of you guys, so thank you.
It's definitely, Community, I've been saying for the longest time, is definitely the nerdiest show on television. No matter what other shows try to tell you is the nerdiest show on television, the soul of Community is the nerdiest show on television. Your Advanced Dungeons and Dragons episode was freaking amazing. But just beyond that, I think philosophically the show is nerdy because it's the sort of underdog in this big system that's trying to keep it down, and you keep fighting through. Ken, Dr. Ken, who is a licensed physician, who's absolutely true.
Dr. Ken.
Are you still licensed in California?
Yeah, I still have my license. So it's basically $2,000 every 2 years.
So you can write scripts.
I can write scripts.
You can.
So when people get you to sign something, you have to be very careful about what it is.
Yeah, exactly. These aren't autographs. Yeah.
Thanks for the Adderall, Andy.
Right, yeah.
But what has been your sort of favorite fan interaction so far? I mean, people are so excited and ravenous about the show.
I was in Toronto this summer, and it was. I'd never been there before, and the fan base in Toronto was so rabid that I was actually promoting Hangover 3 there in Toronto, but I got way more Chang than I've ever had in my life. More Chang than Chow, and that to me was everywhere I went, Chang greater than Chow, and I was so happy. And hashtag. It was amazing, and just to see the genuine love that came out of it was really overwhelming.
Yeah. For Allison, what have you where Andy's ended up at the beginning of the show? Because one of the fun things just watching, it was the same conversation about Breaking Bad earlier, but in a different way, is you start the characters and you think they're one dimensions, and then they just slowly start to crack.
Yeah. I love playing Annie, obviously. She's a wonderful character. It's been interesting to watch her evolve into a more mature human being and then devolve into maybe one that's not as mature or intellectual, and maybe maybe that'll turn back around. This didn't go the way I was planning on it going, this answer. No. It's interesting working on a television show where, you're getting new information constantly that you've never heard of. So suddenly in the 3rd season of a show, you learn something about your character that you've never been applying in the past. And I feel like that's always an exciting thing looking forward at other episodes is your character could go anywhere. You could learn something about their past that you haven't known, and then just suddenly that's a whole new universe for them. So I'm just excited to see what Dan's gonna do.
You've been on Talking Dead a couple times. You're on the podcast. It's one of people's favorite episodes because I'm leading to fan interaction.
Okay.
Because you're one of the most gracious people and sincere people I've ever met. And you brought this sort of positive spirituality thing out of the podcast where we're all kind of cynical jerks. Like, that feels
You guys
really
have
nice.
soft, gooey center.
We do.
Yeah.
So what for you? What are some fan interactions that you've had, and how what has that meant to you? Just knowing the kind of person that you are.
First of all, I want to say, I do this, guys, because I get so overwhelmed when I look out and see your little faces. So thank you for coming. Thank you for filling Hall H for us. And it's never a small thing. And I'm not just speaking for community. I'm speaking for probably everyone that's been at Comic-Con. The fact that you guys stand in line and you sleep overnight, and it's not a given that you would do this for any of us, not just community. So we're very grateful. And every time I see someone, it's just so much love. It's just like a wall of love. So I thank you guys. And there's a Lori Taylor somewhere out there. She was my first Shirley cosplay. So ever. Shirley doesn't get a lot of love, you guys. I understand. But Lori, thank you, honey. That was nice to see a big green purse and some Shirley love with a bottle of liquor or whatever that was. We don't talk about the liquor, but thank you, Lori, and your family. That was really cool.
Jim Rash, Academy Award winner Jim Rash. I know you're sitting here talking about it, but that moment in the Oscars, I cried for laughing for like 20 minutes. It was just so simple, so simple. And you said that you recently just found out that it was okay.
People always ask, like, have you heard from her or from Brad, as if they really want to get that bald glasses guy, get revenge on him. That was at the forefront of their to-do list. But no, just actually this weekend, I spoke to a reporter who actually spoke to them soon after that, and I was basically said, where have you been for the last year, so I could answer this question. But no, he said that they both found it amusing, and I don't think they take themselves very seriously. So
I don't know. I think anyone who says amusing probably takes themselves very seriously.
Oh, okay. So
that is amusing.
They were lying, yeah.
That's
right. They were sipping a fine, Chianti. No, that's amusing.
But I also want to point out that you had a highlight last season where you got to script a show called Basic Human and Ad.
Yeah.
I know you've written for television before, but what did it mean, and what were you bringing to the script?
Well, of course it was a huge honor, because this is a show that I've loved, obviously, from the very beginning. It's been a gift of a role. And the challenge with that is, obviously, I just wanted to get anywhere near the neighborhood of Dan Harmon and Chris McKenna and all of our writers, and pay homage to a show that I really feel like the best thing I had was this wonderful map of very distinct voices and characters. And so that's seems like the easy part, but then you're tackling something. So it really was an honor from beginning to end, just to be a part of that.
Yeah, and now that Dan, now that you're coming back, you must have written stuff by now.
I've written a couple things in my life. Yeah, thanks for noticing.
Yeah, in general, no.
No, yeah. Well, we're taking a different approach to the writers' room this year. We're taking off all our clothes and we're just singing to ourselves and waiting for a story to tell itself. We're breaking, because it's only 13 and then we're done shooting by Christmas. This block of 13. We want to take the opportunity to, we're breaking all the stories first. So we know what we're doing in general for almost every episode. Almost already. We have a couple blank spots in the slate where it says like normal episode. But we don't have a full script yet for the first episode, 501. We're launching a bunch of scripts though this week, and we'll have a bunch by the time we start production in about 3 weeks. We have several outlines, and then as soon as I get back to my home con, I have to start working on the script for the first one.
Are there any sort of Easter eggs you could hint at that might be coming up?
That would make them very easy.
Yeah, I know, but we want to know stuff, Dan.
I mean, I honestly, like, the first couple episodes, I really, I think it's really important, this relationship, this show is like it's like a rescue dog, and it pees itself every time there's lightning, like, it's been through a lot, and I really want to give it a milk bone, and make eye contact with it, and let it understand that I'm not going to hurt it, what that means is that, for the first couple episodes, it's going to be really about these characters. We're going to really like get back to that place where, as much fun as we end up having when we're building on those characters and the camera starts playing a character itself, meaning like with paintball and stuff like that, first couple are going to be about making it seem like these people live down the street somewhere again, and that place that they live being Greendale too. I want to get back on that campus and like back in those hallways and stuff. That's not a fun Comic-Con panel thing to say. Get ready for grounded story work. Who likes their characters dimensionalized? Bring out the monkey.
Dan, I really enjoy storylines that organically unfold. Can I expect that?
I noticed the uniform, sir.
Who are these characters to you? I mean, these characters came from your brain mostly. Who are they to you?
I mean, Annie was a rip-off of Tracy Flake in Election. I've said several times.
Yeah.
But then Alison Brie climbed into her and turned her into Annie over several. Like the story from Prometheus or something. I mean, they're all, I don't know, like I've said several times, like Britta is like an amalgam of a lot of ex-girlfriends, but also all of Britta's politics are my politics. Like she's the one that is just gonna start ranting in the corner of the party, but has not read a lot about it lately. I'm not saying Britta is a not a well-read person. She's pop culturally illiterate, but and politically passionate and whatever. Abed is yeah, he's a lot of parts of me. Listen to me. Ken is the guy from The Hangover. We got him. And that's just a get. That's what you call that on TV. Yvette is the part of me that is incredibly like kind of outspoken and idealistic, and I'd like to explore this season like stories where she kind of gets in trouble for that. Like now that she's an independent like businesswoman, like I want to vent some of the lessons I've learned about being an unwitting political figure through her character. I think she's the closest match to do some of that. And Jim is this insanely emotional, like Jim. I call him Jim. The dean he's the guy that everything that you are that you think is weird, everything that you think should be a secret because someone might make fun of you for it. Like he's got it going on behind all his closed doors and stuff. But he's I just love that he gets to. He's in Greendale, so he kind of snapped at one point and started unfurling, and he's getting rewarded for it, and that's a cool thing. I don't know, what am I saying?
It's all good stuff that you're saying.
Shut up, Chris.
Oh, that's the Dan I know.
There's like 8 million people out here. This is terrifying.
No, they're here to support you. It's just the safest. Dan,
that's scary.
No, it's not. This is.
Quiet down. You're scaring me. I'm kidding. Don't quiet down.
That's how you unhinge Dan with positive reinforcement. You can't take it. We love you. Shut up. You know me. But if there was any safe zone of 7,000 people in the world, it would be right here in this room for you. You don't have to win them over; they're already on your side.
Yeah, but that makes them my LeVar Burton. Like they are. You can. I can only disappoint them. Like they are. This is the whole point.
No, not at all.
I'm not looking at you. You're making me sad and happy.
Everyone, tell Dan that you love him. 1, 2, 3.
We love you, Dan. I can't hear you. The worst. I'm the worst person for making that happen now. It'll never work.
Stop loving me! There's very big news about Community for, did one of you guys want to announce this, or should I announce this? That it's coming to...
Syndication! Coming to a market near you.
That's right.
Danny Pudi and I have a brief presentation on syndication launching this fall.
Please begin, Gillian.
All right, Danny, I'm happy to start out. I'd like you to tell your friends and family to catch up on Community before season 5 premiere, sometime yet to be determined on NBC.
Great. But yeah, October 19th is always going to be the October 19th. Starting September 20th, or October 19th, this September 20th, you can watch on Fridays from 9 to 11 p.m. on Comedy Central.
Woo! Woo! Also, starting September 16th, watch us 5 nights a week!
5 days a week.
On a local station. Okay, you guys saw these red cups you got? Go to communityontv.com to find out which local market is playing Community.
And today at Henry's Pub on 5th Avenue, we're having a special happy hour from 4 to 5 p.m. They're going to be selling beer for $1 in these cups only. Hold up cup. That's right. Beer in a Community on TV cup.
What?
That's a good rerun.
Let's play that tag again.
You somehow managed to turn this into like a live hit from a morning radio show. We're gonna be down at Harris giving away shots of beer.
Oh, by the way, Rob Schraub made that Iron Man costume for me.
Rob Schraub?
Awesome.
Also directed on Law & Order episode.
Yes.
Amazing.
Jim, I was gonna also, you guys brought a gag reel.
Yes, we did.
It's just us gagging.
You are welcome. I
It's
labored
a guy
pretty hard on
he
it.
dribbles spit and then sucks it back
It's
in.
from my movie Choke. I'm in a film called Choke where Sam Rockwell chokes. I don't know why I'm talking about that.
What else does he do?
You're stuff in an airplane bathroom.
I mean, come on.
There are children.
Icky more.
Sorry.
All right, let's roll the.
Yes.
Hop on up. What is your name? It's Spot.
My name's Brittany.
Hey.
I was wondering, like, since over the years, oh my god, that echoes really weird. Since over the years, a lot of fans have made like fan art and done like Twitter flash mobs and like human flash mobs. I was wondering, what was your favorite, or like any art that you have?
Ooh, I love the nesting dolls that were made. There were two kinds, right? There was two kinds that were at the art show. I like those. Those were beautiful.
Anything else? Any other fan interactions or fan films that you guys have seen that particularly stand out?
Are you an evil Britta today? Yes, I enjoy that. Thank you very much for that.
My favorite are the music videos the people make and the YouTubers. They always make me squirt water out of my eyes and hit my mind.
That's called crying, Dan.
Humans use it to express their weakness. I just can't. They pick like some song that obviously makes them cry, and then they sit there and they just edit all of these shots. It blows my mind. Like, and I don't want to be proven wrong, but I just always feel like nobody else, no other show has that many well-edited videos made for it. Like, I just feel like our audience is more creative in general, which is why we have tremendously low ratings. It's a show for people who make shows. It's not for people who watch them.
Next question.
I have about 30 questions.
That is a great Dino cosplay.
First of all, I think we can all safely say hashtag unfuck Sony, right?
Next question.
fucking smoke when you write these shows. That's crazy. Second of all is Maltitude's coming back, right?
Dino.
You weren't that writers.
Third of all, you guys do know that I have an ash can that I'm selling.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
We didn't know that. We didn't know
I'll be
that.
selling it outside by the Southwest store. It's only $2, and it's all going to the illustrator, Leah Tiscioni, and it's going to be a graphic novel written by Starburns. So you guys gotta love it. It's only $2. Don't be fucking cheap.
Okay.
There was another thing.
Okay.
There were like 15 things.
All right. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
Yeah. Oh, High School USA premieres tonight.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I
You're
was
in it, Allison,
recording
right?
an episode of it.
Yeah, you're in a. Yeah, she's in.
I have a question for you, Star.
Yeah, what?
Are you live? Are you coming back?
I don't know. That's up to you and the writer.
Well,
I've been sitting there waiting for the fucking name to come up. All right, go fuck yourselves. I'm in Southwest Corner.
Southwest Corner.
I've never seen him in such a good mood.
Well, because he's newly employed. He's a full-time writer on the
What?
Countdown too.
Oh!
Dina is writing for us full-time.
No longer.
Now, someone who didn't really understand the dynamic of what was going on is like, if I ask a good enough question, I'll get hired as a writer on Community. What is your question, sir?
All right. Oh, hey. So, I was wondering, what is your favorite moment or moment you're most proud of or just most streets ahead moment from the show, in the show?
You have great hair.
Oh, stop.
You really do. Law and Order and the puppets for me.
Yeah, it's hard for me not just to always love Remedial Chaos Theory. I mean, it really is one of the truly wonderfully written episodes that was so, I don't know.
Yes, McKenna.
Anyone else? Danny?
I guess I liked being like a vampire to my group of friends. Trying to approach a woman as a different version of myself, that was a treat. And then overall, the conversation I had with Joel in critical film studies, Pulp Fiction, my dinner with Andrea.
I always really loved the scene that I had with Donald in the episode season 2, Troy's birthday, at the very end of the episode when they get back. And I remember Dan specifically coming down to set and like talking to us about the characters connecting in that scene and how we hadn't spent a lot of time talking about the fact that they both were coming from the same place because they're the youngest in the group and like this transition for them. And I just kind of remember thinking like, this is deep for a comedy that's on a network television show. Like we're making real moments here. It was, I don't know, I loved it.
Yeah, Modern Warfare for me, it was just like Chang and Chow Yun Fat. It was one of my favorite moments in my career. Yeah.
What about season 4? You guys got any favorite episodes from season 4?
What? Jim Rash's episode.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's all right. That's the one where they switch the bodies. That was okay. Yeah.
This is like your current girlfriend asking about your ex-girlfriend. Oh, she's fine.
I saw you guys on Instagram. Looked like you're having a pretty good time. Thought you weren't ready for a relationship.
I really love our clip show episode written by Chris McKenna.
Yeah. It was all written by all.
Well, you were on set, so.
I'm really excited to have Chris back, by the way, with that by my side. He is truly the only person that could, like, actually behead me Highlander style and take all my power. He is behind so much of what you guys love about the show. And when he came onto the show, you can go back to the show. We have so many great writers and they all did such a great job, but I'm just saying, go back to season 1 and you can mark the spot with a Sharpie where Chris starts working and everything just explodes creatively. And now he and I are partners and doing this thing together. And it's like, this is the dream version of the show for me. writer staff wise. That's all. That was a weird point to just insert that, but
No, it was a good point.
now I want you to stop saying that you love me. My favorite moment of the show was being a fan like you guys, and then midway through getting a chance to work on my favorite show on TV. And that's my number one favorite moment personally. But creatively, the episode I can just watch and I still feel like the fan is watching it is Dungeons and Dragons. I think it's such a magical episode. It just works on every level. There's definitely a spot on the whiteboard in between two normal episodes that says D&D 2. I know that. I remember seeing that.
Excellent. Thank you. Yeah, brush that dreamy hair out of your eye. Walk away. Good to see you. What is your name, sir?
My name's Kyle.
Hi, Kyle. Name. What's Kyle? Kyle. The D&D episode. Kyle. And one of our favorite lines.
The gnome waiter.
The gnome waiter. What's Kyle? That's me doing Abed doing the gnome waiter.
First, I'd like to point out my birthday is actually on October 19th.
So is Gillian.
Libra!
Yeah! Okay, my question is mostly, it's for everyone, but mostly for Dan. How did you guys cope with all the misfortune that's kind of plagued Community for a long time?
I was looking at a text from Dino.
Yeah,
He said, hey, I said meet me on the southwest corner by mistake. Can you make an announcement for southeast corner?
Oh yeah, southeast corner, everybody. It's important.
The panel.
So I have phones. He might have text message all of them.
Yeah, like Sherlock, all the messages, all the texts come off at once.
Just got it, Dino.
So what was the question directed to me? It was something about
misfortune. How do you cope with the misfortune that's happened?
I mean, I'm not making this up. Like the harder it gets, the funnier the show gets. It's like the misfortune, the pain. You're talking about the show itself, right? Like getting yanked from the schedule and getting kind of like the bad luck that the show has. I get really excited about it because we then get to resonate, the stories in the show get to resonate with the stories about the show. It makes for a good place to start looking for really, really funny and character-defining moments. So bring it on. Bring on the nut kicks.
All right, thank you. Yes, sir.
All right, first, Community is one of the best shows I've ever seen. It changed my life. And then a question for Dan. You publicly stated that there were some choices made in season 4 that you didn't agree with.
I believe I said exactly that, yes.
In season...
you memorized my quote. Very nice.
In season 5, are you going to do anything to actively undo those choices?
I don't think it's necessary. No, I don't think that would be charismatic. I think Community is an organic show, so no, I'm going to keep following the trajectory and stuff like that. By the way, I do want to say, just to, I'm sure all of you guys know this already, and I tried to express this, but when I said that naughty stuff about having watched season 4, I was talking about my own experience watching it, and I was talking in the context of my very filthy, horrible, petty, personal diary of a podcast. Like when I do Community, I'm making this show to adjust for the despicable person I am and create a Valentine for people. I will never. Community's never going to hurt you. Yeah, I probably might, like in a car or something. I don't know. I'm not a good person. That's why I really want to make this good show for good people. So I apologize to you guys who stood in line for 4 in the morning to be in here. If I hurt any of your feelings when I said that stuff.
And by the way, if you're ever in Los Angeles on Sundays, Dan does Harmontown. Come see a meltdown.
But a fan of Community does not have to be a fan of Dan Harmon and vice versa. I implore you to make that distinction. I am a creepy jerk.
You're a rebel alone, Don. What is your name and question?
My name is Ray. I have a question for Dan. Last season we saw the reformation of Chang's character, and I was wondering whether or not you would be introducing him into the group, or whether you would continue the conflict that you started the first 3 seasons. The reason why I'm asking is because I really love the conflict that you made between Britta and Chang when she decided to protest against the school. And every time I have some crazy interaction with a woman now, that Lionel Richie song comes up. And I start thinking, hello, is it me you're looking for?
I love that relationship too. Chang's been all over the map. I mean, he's the Gollum in our Middle Earth, you know, like we keep, you know, is he evil, is he good, where does he live, why does he pluralize the word precious? I mean, Ken is one of the most amazing parts of the show, and what makes him so amazing is that he's out of his mind, like on camera and stuff. And so he worked great as a Spanish teacher, and then like a dummy, I was like, oh, let's not have to be a Spanish teacher again, because then we'll be locked to this template. So then ever since then, I've been kind of moving him around, and I'll be the first to admit, it's hit and miss, trial and error with Chang, but I did love him as a security guard. I just think that I don't know. I think he's obviously he's going to be back, and he's going to be Changing it up.
Changing it up.
So I don't know how to answer your question. He'll be back, and hello. Was it me?
That was the break.
Yeah.
And then, what if he just walked all the way out of the hall, and we heard his car start and he drove away?
We just hear him singing the entire language song all the way. Well, hi, what is your name?
Hi, I'm Courtney.
Hi.
First, I have to say, Chris Hardwick, you are my hero. I loved Imagine 4. I love Talking Dead.
Oh, this panel just got interesting.
It's like you just heard up a little bit. And you what? Just take the compliment.
And you are the most kick-ass moderator ever. I wish you could moderate. Anyways, my question was going to be about D&D, but answer that for me. So my question is, you guys have such a great production design team.
Yes.
I want to know what your favorite set was.
I mean, I'll throw one out. When we did the episode where Pierce was sort of turning into Gene Hackman from the conversation because he was helping Britta try to spy on a subway. This was such a subtle but great thing. Like, Chris was really passionate about that concept, and he just mentioned it to the designers, and they created this like room with a chain link fence, and like the reel-to-reel recorder, and I mean that was I'm sure that was really easy for them. I mean, every set, the hallways would be a great place to start, because when you walk down them, any bulletin boards you stop and look at is covered with written material that the writers didn't write. It's like, and the writers can go down there and go, oh, that's funny, that idea, like for that kind of club or that meeting or whatever. Like those sets are, if any corner you lifted up, there would be a detail under it that would blow your mind.
Like the pillow forts and blanket, the blanket episodes. For us, it's so fun to walk into a set where one week it's a normal cafeteria and the next week it's transformed and we're in our pajamas crawling through pillow forts. So, but that's Denise and the whole design team. They're incredible. They're really incredible.
Cool. Thank you very much. And double thank you. What is your name? We have time for a couple more questions. What's your name?
Hey, I'm Rodion. I just want to say, Dan, I can't wait to fund the community movie Kickstarter in a couple years. So, Gillian, I don't know if
will be paying for the movie, sir.
Yeah.
They will pay for the movie.
Yeah, personally.
They've got some funds squirreled away from Spider-Man 9 or something. Ours won't cost that much, but please continue. I'm a creepy jerk.
Yes, you are. Gillian, I don't know if you remember, but we met at a Wilco concert.
Yes.
Dude, that was so funny. You just called it creepy, and then you're like, we just met at a Wilco concert.
I was going to use the bathroom, and I saw you, and like a deer in headlights. I'm like, Britta! And you're like, yes? And then I just kept walking. And I'm wondering, you guys guys portray such amazing characters, and you probably get to recognize them on the street as the character. Are you looking forward to leaving that behind in 20, 30 years, or are you looking forward to being recognized as a different character or a different sort of occupation?
Oh, different kind of occupation, yeah. Podiatry is always interested me. I just feel honored to be part of a show that people love, and they know the names of the characters and they want to shout it out to us. And I don't know, no matter what kind of success I have going forward, that I'll ever be part of a show that has this kind of fan support and love and devotion. So you can call me Britta all you want.
I'm so excited by the passion that people have. I told this story before. I was in a bathroom one time at a urinal. So I use those, they're great. And this gentleman was peeing next to me. And all of a sudden he looks over me and I'm like, oh, don't not look at him. And immediately he goes, whoa! And I was like, please don't look at him, please don't look at him. And then he goes, dude, I am a huge Community fan. And he sticks his hand out to shake my hand. And only one hand, and we're still both peeing, and I'm just looking at his hand. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what I should do. And he's like, it's cool, I haven't touched my penis yet. So,
Can I say, in my defense, I apologize for that.
Do you know what you're...
I was so sorry that happened, but I honestly had not touched my penis yet.
What you're supposed to do is go, that's cool, I've touched mine, and then you grab his hand.
I didn't touch mine yet. I was getting ready, you know?
That's their friend.
That's your friend? Oh, wow.
Your friend?
Person here, the biggest man guys here.
Wacky Brian.
Tell Brian.
Have you washed his hands? Never washed penis. No, he's not washed his hands?
Good old.
Please tell him to wash his hands, yeah.
What is your name in question?
This will be the last question.
Okay, this will be the last question.
Boo.
I know.
Oh, there's a human being
Human
over
being
there.
over there. There's a human being.
Human being.
That guy is a good.
It's time to run by the front here.
But don't take it off.
They're not letting him.
Security won't let you.
Oh, that's
Bye, Dino.
Run, Forrest, run!
Where's Dino? Get Dino.
That's not fair.
Another human being crushed by the system. It's the story of the show's life, man.
All right, so what is your final question?
Hi, I'm Jaira.
Jaira.
I really like the show because, as you said, it's the nerdiest show on TV, and I really think that's because it's about enjoyment, enjoying weird things, enjoying little things and big things, and the things that make us different, and that's what being a nerd is all about, right? My question is for any of the actors who really want to see their character do something new this season, like a challenge they want them to face, or maybe just something really fun they want to see them tackle.
That's an awesome last question. Let's start with Jim, and then we'll go down.
Well, my first passion is cage fighting, so I don't know. Just get me in a cage. I love that the Dean is always sort of surprising. I went from Dalmatians to locomotives and to other. I'd love to see some more his shift into yet another fascination with something to sort of confuse the mind some more. Just because I just enjoy his, like Dan was describing, this sort of place that he calls home where he can start to unravel a little bit of his demons. So I would just like to just see what that next shift would be.
Hi, Jaira. I'd like to meet Shirley's sister. There was one random thing she said, I think, first season, and it's not a good relationship. And I think it'd be really funny to see how Shirley is with people that she was in the same house with and why she's the way she is. So I'd love to meet her sister. Sherry Shepherd is probably available. She's not doing the View because we're mistaken for each other all the time.
I would like to see Annie be empowered in some way. I feel like she's always been a very ambitious character and really gone gung-ho at anything that she tried, but somewhere along the way, she got real interested in boys and things like that, and I feel like she's had an interesting journey. I would love to see her kind of find that ambition again and go with it. And
I just want to do whatever Dan Harmon, tells me to do. I'm just so looking forward to this.
That's a boring
Quick shout out to Joe McHale, though.
boring.
Yeah, shout out to Joe McHale.
Yeah, I think
for making this possible.
Let me
bring Harmon back and do it.
I do want to point out, I made a joke at the top of the show. Joel absolutely wanted to be here. He's shooting a movie, and they're on a 6-day shoot schedule, and I know that they tried, and I think it's actually a Sony movie as well, and they tried really, really hard to rearrange the schedule, and they absolutely couldn't do it. So it was not that he didn't want to be here, or he didn't think it was cool or whatever. He literally could not get off of work from New York. So I just wanted to, a huge shout out for Joel.
He texted me that we could move this to New York so that if we would all go there. I told him I didn't think everybody would be able to make it.
We weren't able to. New York.
Shout out to Donald.
Shout out to Donald Glover, too.
Rest in peace. That was a weird, the thing is we have a weird inside rest in peace joke and then that came out wrong.
She's got a panty thing on her fingernail, too.
It's not panties.
Well, you have to explain it now.
That was a code, Danny, because it's a secret that I have sparkle stars painted on
trying to
one
force
nail.
the secret on me.
And you're supposed to talk about it in code so people don't know, and now everybody knows.
So, what are you looking for?
I'm looking forward to this. All our bits that we're doing. It's truly a joy to work with all these people every day because they're all weird and wonderful. So I'm looking forward to that. In terms of Abed, I hope we discover Jamie Lee Curtis is my mom this year. I know. I just want to work with her. But no, I'm just excited to be surprised. I like not knowing what we're doing. It's really fun because every week I get to react to it in a very normal and organic way. And I never know what's going to happen. We show up at these table reads and it's just wonderful because it's like such a spontaneous reaction. And I'm like, I would have never thought of that. And then, we laugh and we walk and sometimes we get lunch by the trailer. And we'll hang out in my trailer and we'll just talk about the day in our lives. We're all very different and I don't get half the references. But between all of us, we'll get the references. And I haven't seen every episode of ours too. I've seen, I don't know, a few, a handful. I don't know every single, metaphor that we're trying to explain because our writers are genius and brilliant. But I love studying. That's part of the fascination I have with this role. And then I get to show up every day and I get to learn. And it's like I'm going to school again. I'll be perpetually in college, which is awesome because my mom's very happy about that. I'm an immigrant, And it's truly just an honor to be here. Maybe we'll be here again for another Comic-Con in a bigger hall, which is crazy. Dino will show up again. Dino, by the way, I found your Starburns marker on my shoes. I'll tweet that later. And
I just got a text from him. Dino wants to know where the vodka is. If anybody knows what vodka is.
So anyways, I'm really looking forward to another season. Season 5. We're still alive.
We have to get out of here. And hopefully,
Gillian.
there he is.
Wait.
Up front. We're gonna watch. Oh, Gillian. Please watch Community, support Community, so that these guys can come back to you next year in Hall H. The Community DVD is available and comes out August 6th, and then also on Comedy Central, September 20th from 9 to 11. And again,